Hi guys, and welcome to, I'm just going to call this a leader call. This is open to all diamonds and to our fast track all-stars. So we're doing our final fast track group of the year, and it's called Fast Track All-Stars. It's something that for you diamonds, I've shared with you what the fast track group is and what we do in that group. It's something to where I have it also on the training section of MindyLawhorne.com, the Team FitLife training section. So you could use that if you wanted. The All-Star group or the Fast Track group is for just a handful of people that you know if you just gave them a little bit more attention and time, they would probably crush, or they would probably just be surrounded with just enough positive people that they could start moving forward, or that they would maybe understand this business, a little bit better. So with that being said, with the fast track group alone, we turned 4 new diamonds from the girls being in that group. We turned another diamond, it sounds bad, like turned a trick or something. Turned another diamond another way. So I guess that's 5. I can't think right now on the whole year time frame, but it really pushes those people to the limit. I mean, it just pushes them, and they just basically get in the habit of the boring, lame stuff that you have to do every day as a coach. And that's actually what builds momentum, and that actually what kind of builds your threshold and allows you to not quit so easily. So the All-Star Fast Track group is honestly just my top performers and the people that I would say were just the most fun and enjoyable and to have in the group. They were the ones who didn't gripe or whine or give me excuse or quit. So I have about, 18 to 20 girls in this group, and there are even girls in the downline. So it's something that's really fun. Anyway, I allowed them to come on this, and I'm going to share this with them too. So it's something that I would recommend you consider to run a fast track group. And then if you want to be pushed, come and fill out the application and let me push you. Even if you're 5-star diamond or more, let me push you and see what you can do. Because I can guarantee that with a little bit of pushing, you can get even farther. So what I wanted to come to you today about is I have this leadership Bible. It's just so awesome. And has these sections that are just in there that aren't or scripture. They're just John Maxwell, who wrote a bazillion and a half books. I mean, so many of all my self-help books, I'm like, where are they? So many are John Maxwell, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. The Connection book. I mean, oh my gosh, a bazillion books. Anyway, and so he just put these little excerpts within there. And so I was reading today, and this one I have to share with you. It's about vision. And this is going to be a really, really quick one, but here's the thing with leaders versus followers. So listen up. You are a leader. So whether you're in the Fast Track All-Star group or you're a diamond, existing diamond, if you're like, hey, Summer, I'll mute you, by the way. If you're a 15 bazillion star diamond, or if you're someone that used to be diamond, whatever your situation is, you're a leader. But you kind of have to know the difference between a follower and a leader, because every once in a while we switch teams. We'll go back to that follower mentality. But being a leader, we have to stay in the leader zone, because that has so much to do with what our team's going to do and who we're attracting. So let me just read this to you. Good leaders never shrink from dealing with the realities of the here and now, no matter how depressing or uncomfortable they may be. Yet they never lose sight of the big picture and what the ultimate future looks like. So this is derived from Isaiah 25, but he talks about the wonderful vision of the future. So yes, he's relating it to scripture, but John Maxwell believes wholeheartedly that the best business book is the Bible, but you have to know how to read it, where to find it. So he pulls out these sections. And so leadership must stay in touch with both what a follower is thinking and what a leader should be doing. But a vision of a leader is what separates them from a follower. So we still have to kind of know what a new person feels and thinks, but we have to be actively making choices to be different. So this just has 5 simple points. So if you want to write these down, I highly recommend it. I'm going to print this off and write this down. So here's kind of the difference between a follower and a leader. And the reason I think this is so important is not only so you can help your followers kind of get a bigger vision, but when you start to slide back, you got to just realize, oh my gosh, I'm being a follower, and you've got to get back to a leader. So real quickly, number one, a follower sees the here and now. A follower only sees what's right in front of them, like only their nose, like, oh, this is terrible. I should quit. This is dumb. No one likes me. They said no, whatever. Fill in the blank. But a leader sees the ultimate goal and potential. So number one, a follower sees the here and now, but a leader knows that with time, things are going to change. A leader sees things with a vision mentality. Number two, a follower is driven by the atmosphere of the day. Oh my gosh, just let that sink in a minute. A follower is driven by whatever's going on right then, right there, how they feel. I don't feel like it. I'm tired. Oh, so just buy it. You know what I mean? Like, they're driven by the atmosphere of the day. A leader is driven by the vision of tomorrow. A leader is driven by the vision of tomorrow. So again, number two, followers driven by the atmosphere of the day. Leaders are driven by the vision of tomorrow. To me, like, this is just like, that's like maturity, like just going, okay, yeah, I want it now, but it would be dumb because then, whatever. All right, number three, a follower has limited perspective on their abilities. They're very quick to quit. They think, well, I can only do this, or I can't do that. I don't know how. And even in our fast track group, and I'm not bagging on you girls in the fast track group, but I've had everyone go, well, how do I put my video on here? And I'm like, upload it on YouTube. And they're like, I don't even know how to do that. I'm like, Google it. I mean, you're smart enough. Just go Google it and put your video on YouTube and then put it in the group like I asked you to do. So we are not followers. I mean, you cannot be a follower. So a follower, number three, limited perspective on their abilities. But a leader sees the larger perspective on everyone's abilities. I don't know why, but this makes me think of like that teacher. If you ever had a teacher that kind of invested in you, if you ever had like a lady, or a neighbor, a friend at church, or someone that just like, you came in and you were so upset, and you're like, I don't understand what's happening in my life. And they're like, oh, like patting you on the head, honey, here's what you need to think about. And I think, of course, with time we mature, or let's hope. But I just think sometimes now that while with a lot of new coaches, and even if some of you are newer, you just only think about what you see right now. But I too felt that way 7 years ago or 6 years ago. But like now it's like I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, so much has happened, and so many pivotal things happened for those things to happen that I remember now were so uncomfortable or expensive, or I didn't want to do them. But if I hadn't done them, we would not be here. And still, of course, working on our different struggles. But number three, limited perspective on their abilities is what a follower thinks, and a leader sees a larger perspective on everyone's abilities. All right, number four, followers can be diverted by today's losses. Number four, followers can be diverted by today's losses. So in the sense of, if you didn't get what you thought you should have got today, they're out. They're destroyed. They're defeated. They're hurt. Seriously, if another coach texts me or messages me that they're hurt, I'm going to slap them around. Seriously. The only people that should be able to hurt you is like your husband, or, someone you truly, like your sister or something. No one can hurt you unless you let them. Hurt to me is like you're allowing someone to hurt you. So sorry, I mean to get in my soapbox there. But number four, followers can be diverted by today's losses, but leaders stay on track by focusing on the goal. So even if you trip today, you still get back up and walk towards the mailbox. You don't stop going to the mailbox because you got to get the mail. You know what I mean? All right. And then last thing, number five, a follower's keyword is immediate. A follower's keyword is immediate right now. A leader's keyword is ultimate. Ooh, like that's legit. Like a leader's keyword is like, what's the big goal? What's the big picture? And so I think as we grow into leaders, and as many of you already are leaders, let's think about this. Like, do we fall back in that follower category every once in a while? I would think, speaking transparently, I would think that sometimes number four, hi, thank you for getting on. I would think that sometimes number four, because diverted doesn't mean quit, but we've had some really big hits these past 2 months. I'm not kidding you. We're not struggling. We're just in a valley right now. I mean, we're struggling, but not like, oh, we're just in a valley right now. And I just like hit after hit after hit. And I'm like, what is going on? And while I still have my keyword as ultimate, I have to be honest. I mean, a couple times I'm like, okay, wait, that totally caught me off guard. What is going on? What is happening? And I honestly think for a good thing, while I'm a little bit diverted and going, it's also allowing me to reassess, which we should anyway. And of course, with the end of the year coming up, I'm going to be sending every one of you a little survey thing, but I want to know what works best for you. What do you need the most? What will help you the most? And if we need to change some things, we will. And we've done it every flipping year, but it's one of those things where that's the one I was like, okay, I could see myself in that a little bit. So for those of you just getting on, will be recorded and I will post the recording. So I won't go back through these in depth that I just did. But what we're talking about is the difference between a follower and a leader. And John C. Maxwell gives it 5 quick comparisons. So I'm going to end by just reading them again, and we'll be done so that you can write them down. So real quickly, in my reading, there's 2 columns. And one column is titled followers, and the other column is titled leaders. So even if you think, well, I don't really have a team yet, or I don't feel like I'm leading a bunch of people, well, if you talk to anyone, you're a leader. If you have to convince someone to do anything, if you have to kind of talk someone into coming to your class, like kids taking a shower, seriously, anything, you are a leader and you're having to guide people with something. So this mentality will only help you in all the things that you do. So follower versus leader, and I'll be done. Number 1, a follower sees the here and now. Number 1, a follower sees the here and now, but a leader sees the ultimate goal and potential. The ultimate goal and potential. Number 2, followers are driven by the atmosphere of the day. Roller coaster, roller coaster. But a leader is driven by the vision of tomorrow. Driven by the atmosphere of today is the followers, and leaders are driven by the vision of tomorrow. Number 3, followers have limited perspective on their abilities. They can't. They don't know how, or they don't think they're good enough, and that's just not true. A leader sees a larger perspective on everyone's ability and potential. A larger perspective on everyone's ability and potential. Number 4, followers can be diverted by today's losses. Followers can be diverted by the losses of today, but a leader stays on track no matter what and just goes to the goal. Stays on track no matter what. And then number 5, a follower's keyword is immediate, but a leader's keyword is ultimate. Love it. So think about that. Write those down. Which are you? Like, I will be writing these down and putting them on my wall, and I'm going to have all the good ones circled and the kind of universal no sign for the other ones. Most of these God has really helped me through over the past 6-7 years, but I will say number 4 every once in a while. I'm like, oh, darn it, I still need to work on that. So that's it. Thank you so much for being on. Like I said, this is recorded, so I'll post the recording. Thank you for getting on, guys. And what I'll be doing in our All-Star Fast Track group, I'm going to be inviting you to these each Wednesday. So don't think that you have to get on, but I'll invite you and then I'll post it. All right. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a good day.